After 22 months of courts, lawyers and plenty of mixed emotions, today Sergeant Danny Nightingale learnt his fate, that he's been found guilty on both charges, possessing a Glock pistol and up to 300 rounds of ammunition. He looked composed as he left court, but clearly upset and shocked by the verdict.
Thanks to everybody who is out there, who is supporting us, and his support is still coming in. We really do appreciate that, and I think at the moment we need it more than ever. There's a bit of the old David and Goliath as it's going on.
For the last 7 days, Sergeant Nightingale, his wife Sally and their family have walked into this court, where a board of 5 military personnel have sat, listened and digested all the evidence that was presented before them. When first arrested, Sergeant Nightingale made a guilty plea to possessing a Glock 9mm pistol just like this one, and over 300 rounds of live ammunition.
It was intended to be decommissioned. It's something I've never got round to, which in my line I appreciate. It is very naive, and it's something I should have done but haven't yet.
In 2007, while serving in Iraq, he claimed to receive the gun. Whilst running a jungle marathon in 2009 in Brazil, he suffered a brain injury which affected his memory. In September 2011, whilst on tour in Afghanistan, he was arrested for the possession of the gun and ammunition found in his quarter in Hereford. And with a guilty plea, he was jailed for 18 months in November 2012. This was a sentence that many thought was unfair, and Sergeant Nightingale's wife Sally led a high-profile media campaign, including a petition with over 100,000 signatures. There was outrage from SAS veterans claiming that Sergeant Nightingale was a scapegoat. And even the Defence Secretary, Philip Hammond, questioned the Attorney-General if the public interest test had been correctly applied before making a decision to prosecute. Sergeant Danny Nightingale appealed the 18-month sentence and it was cut to 12 months suspended. The conviction was quashed by the Court of Appeal. They said that he'd been placed under improper pressure to plead guilty.
We're delighted with the outcome. We feel it's been the right outcome today. Obviously there are mixed emotions because the SPA have ordered a retrial.
But the Army were determined to take the case to trial, and in the witness box, Sergeant Danny Nightingale changed his story and pleaded not guilty to both charges. He said he had gaps in his memory after a coma in 2009 and couldn't remember how he'd received the gun. He made a false confession, latching on to the same reasons why his housemate, known only as Soldier N, admitted and was subsequently jailed for similar charges. Expert witnesses told the board that this false confession had come from confabulations, where Sergeant Nightingale had filled in gaps in his memory with false memory that he in fact believed was true. Upon hearing all the evidence, the board was suggested to look at 2 questions. The prosecution asked, did the defendant put the gun and the ammunition in his bedroom, or did somebody else put it there? The defence asked, 2 identical guns from the same source, from the same factory in Austria in the same year, making separate and independent journeys halfway across the globe, end up in the same house. Could it really be pure coincidence, or did the gun belong to Soldier N? Well, the board did, of course, look at those questions, and they have now spoken. They have found Sergeant Danny Nightingale guilty of both charges. They did, of course, see the police video evidence, the interviews in court, which was compelling evidence, and they don't believe it was a false confession. His wife, Sally, has, of course, supported him throughout this and still wants to fight on.
In there they said that he changed his story, but it's only through talking about the case that we realised he never brought a weapon into the country. He never had a weapon in his possession. So we know the truth, the family know the truth, and we know most of the public know the truth. Unfortunately, today we've not got the result we should have got.
Sergeant Nightingale has now had the trial which he requested and which is his right to seek. He has now been convicted by the board. His fine record as a soldier will no doubt be a matter which will be considered carefully when the board consider his sentence. Sentence is of course a matter for the court-martial and not for the Service Prosecuting Authority.
Sergeant Danny Nightingale is now on bail until his sentence, which is due to take longer than normal because there was a difference of opinion in the sentencing powers. He now has to pay the price and he could be facing jail. Laura Hawkins, Forces News, Bulford Military Court.